Hello, everyone. Welcome to Theolog Wednesday, where we're going to keep doing our Apologetics series on heretics and heresies and heterodoxy, all that type of stuff. And we are going today focus on the most long-lasting, most powerful, most intrinsic heresy that's dogged Christianity for a very long time. And it's the one heresy that caused all of the churches to kind of meet together and unite, and then come and say, because this one comes later, right? So we've done the Bible ones, we've done all the ones that were in the Bible, which is the Judaizers and the Gnostics, right? And now we're on ones that come later. So this one comes around in the 300s, and it's something called Arianism. Now, Arianism is named after a bishop named Arius. And what Arius taught is that Jesus was a created being who became God, right? We also call this adoptionism, so that Jesus wasn't born God. He was born a man, but he became a God. And this is incredibly prevalent in a lot of Christian heresies today. Like, honestly, if you want to talk about like just rehashing old heresies, that's what a lot of people say just happened. Like, there aren't really anything new created, new branches created. They're just kind of rehashing old ones. And one of these is the heresy of Arianism. And Arianism, as I just said, talks about how Jesus was a created being. So Arius has this phrase. He says that there was a time when he was not, right? So there was a time when Jesus was not. And what he would point to for this is he would point to the scriptures in the New Testament where Jesus is baptized, and then God comes down and says, "This is my son in whom I am well pleased." He would point out how Jesus and God and the things like Jesus talks about how he doesn't know certain things, but God knows certain things, showing that there's a difference between the two, and that Jesus wasn't born a God, but he became God. And of course, that I would counter, and the church countered with stuff out of John, right? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The fact that Jesus says, "I am the way and the truth and the life," right? The constant "I am" statements that Jesus may not seem powerful in English, but in the Greek and in the Hebrew are saying that he's God. That's what he's saying. The Jews kill him because they say he's committing blasphemy by claiming to be God. All that type of stuff. So important distinctions to be made here. But this thing about Arianism is it's still practiced and still believed by many people. So, like, I would say Mormons are Arian, right? They believe Jesus is a God, but not the God. Same thing with the Jehovah's Witnesses. They believe Jesus is a God, not the God. All that type of stuff. And it's still around, which is pretty crazy. I would say I myself was an Arian when I was trying to figure out my own faith for probably about a year or two in college when I was really trying to struggle through it. And I was saying, well, Jesus was just a guy. He was a good guy, and he ended up becoming a God because God adopted him, right, through the miracle of resurrection. And I was reading books that kind of put forward this idea. Luckily, I had a Christian community and people to challenge me on that, that I should not fall into that completely, because that's not what I believe now. I think Arianism is really inconsistent with the Bible, but it's something that I think we are really tempted to believe, especially these days, because it seems more normal. It seems more scientific, right? It seems more scientific to claim that Jesus was a guy who just happened to be really good and then became a God, rather than for God from the beginning, right? That's kind of hard for us to believe. But if you search the scriptures and you see how vehemently they defend the idea that Jesus was God from the beginning, then you don't have much of a leg to stand on. So usually they'll add a lot of other doctrines besides this. But Arius was the one who started it all. And we would recite, I know at this church for a while, you guys recited the Nicene Creed. The Nicene Creed was made simply to combat Arian theology. So if you look at it, like, the whole thing is on Jesus, right? There's a little bit about God the Father, huge smack in the middle about Jesus, and then at the bottom, we have more about the Holy Spirit. If you want to know more about that, you can go see my Theolog way in the past when I did a Theolog on the Nicene Creed. So, yeah, don't be an Arian. If you run into Arians, you can just point them to the beginning of John 1, right? And that usually will figure it out. So there you go. That's what I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.